This phone is topping Android of the Year lists around the internet, and after using it daily myself for over 2 months, I can kind of see why. Here are 5 reasons why I think it's quickly become the hottest Android phone of the year. There's something just so inviting about the Pixel's user experience. It ships with the base version of Android 13, which iterates on the bigger overhaul we got with Android 12 last year. Most importantly, it fixes quite a few issues people had with the OS, but it comes with a few new features and quality of life improvements as well. 13 is rolling out across many other Android devices, but other companies like to add their own spin on it, which kind of dilutes the impact of Android 13 in my opinion. The Pixels have always felt like the cleanest, no-fuss version, and personally, I think that's the best version. Material U is my favorite thing from this new era of Android, giving you heaps of customization options and color recommendations that unify all the UI elements of your phone. Not every app got the fashion memo yet, but hopefully that will improve in time as more app developers allow it. For now, it does look a little bit silly. Oh, and of course, my second favorite thing is this cute wiggly playhead for music. Just look at it wiggle. I also really like how Pixels give you these cute little interactive tips on how to use your phone. There's a reason these sorts of videos always go viral, right? People are shocked to discover that they've been ignoring a tool or feature of their phone for years. After all, do you even remember sitting down to learn how to use your first smartphone? I certainly don't, and I don't think most of our parents ever did. Google are actively trying to teach us how to use smartphones again, and I think that's a really good thing, especially for older folk. So yeah, I think this should become a staple in all smartphones moving forward. Add to that security features like the return of Face Unlock, a really responsive fingerprint scanner, a direct line to Google on the home screen, and no bloatware. Yeah, what more can I say? It's just so smooth, friendly, and inviting to play with. And oh boy, there's some really cool stuff in this phone's toy box. So you do the normal thing when you first get this phone, you play with it for a bit, you try out all the new features, and you go, oh yeah, I get it, that's pretty cool. And then you actually start using all the new features in this phone. Like, they're actually useful. A lot of these new features are accessibility based. One of my favorites is called Guided Frame, which allows vision impaired people to take perfect selfies. I've got it set up here, check it out.
One cropped face. Move it. Ready for selfie. Viewfinder. 3, 2, 1. Viewfinder. Photo taken.
Hey.
One face. Good for selfie.
How cool's that?
One ready for
Okay,
selfie.
alright.
One face.
It also excels at speech and translation type stuff. I've been using the recording app to record ideas or articles and videos, then editing that text down in Google Docs later. It also instantly transcribes voice messages so you don't have to listen to your friend if that's their preferred method of communication. It can translate most common languages really quickly. Gracias. Even understands Australian. And my favorite of all, it can live caption any video on your phone in any app. This is a godsend if you forget your headphones and don't want to blast your phone sound around a train, for example, or if you're just a bit hard of hearing and rely on subtitles to consume content. It can also do it fairly well in most languages. Okay, that one's not entirely perfect. There's also some AI photography magic that's less impressive. Magic Eraser returns from the Pixel 6, and I've heard people say it's better than Photoshop. It's not. It's more convenient than Photoshop, and sometimes it does get really good results, but it's certainly not perfect. Then there's Unblur. That uses a combination of AI and digital sharpening to unblur any photo you like, even photos taken on other cameras. I don't think it works. I've tried this on a bunch of photos, and it just doesn't do a good job. The best it can do is sharpen photos that are just a little bit out of focus, which doesn't really achieve all that much. Yeah, maybe don't listen to the hype on that one. The exclusive photo features of these aren't must-haves. They're fun toys at best. Just before I started this video, Google did their first feature drop with a VPN, clear voice calls, and snore detection, amongst a bunch of other stuff. They're all little things, but it's little gifts like these that make owning this phone fun and exciting. It's getting these updates every quarter for the next 3 years, so that means you've got stuff to look forward to until 2025. Speaking of looking forward to something, why not subscribe to Tech Finders so you can look forward to more videos like these? Unlike the unblur button, clicking that actually does something. Oh, that's a little bit rude actually. Can I say that? It's going in. I don't want to do another take. Subscribe. Okay, all right, let's talk about the cameras. They're good. they're very good. On all three lenses, the photos come out sharp, colorful, and detailed. I also think the lens options you get here are the perfect lineup for a pro mobile. They cover you for every focal length you need. Most telephoto lenses currently found in mobiles are 3x zooms, and I find they often aren't enough of a jump from the main lens, so you kind of don't end up using them that much. This gets a 5x zoom though, and that one really does feel like a meaningful jump up. It does have digital zoom up to 30 times as well, which doesn't create works of art. It does a decent job of helping you aim with some assistive stabilization though. And once you take the shot, the AI will clean it up enough that you can at least tell what the subject is. The AI inside is pretty much what drives this whole camera system, and for the most part, it does a really decent job of elevating your mobile photography. If you're fast enough, you can jump into photos and see it still processing your image after you snap it. There you'll see exactly what the software is doing. Most of the time, it's looking to sharpen it up and even out the exposure, but I have found it sometimes gets a little inconsistent, especially when it comes to white balance. There is so much I want to talk about with this camera. It probably deserves its own video, to be honest. Otherwise, this one's just going to get way too long. So I'll leave you with this for now. I think the Pixel lineup, more than most other phones, is hyper-focused on getting amazing shots straight out of camera as soon as you press the shutter. So you can take that photo and send it to your friends or social media. For most people, that's an amazing thing. That's going to be great for you. But it does have to sacrifice something in order to achieve that. And I think what this is sacrificing is a little bit of character. You kind of are left with photos that are a little bit too over sharpened and over processed compared to stuff like the iPhone 14 Pro or the Oppo Find X5's beautiful Hasselblad lens. The cameras and everything else are powered by Google's own system on a chip, the Tensor G2, which so far is only found in the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. On paper, it actually contains less raw power than the chips found in other high-end smartphones this year, but I don't think that matters. In day-to-day use, this phone runs like a dream. It also looks like it's way behind competing phones in 3D graphics tests, but in practice, large 3D games like Apex Legends ran great for me, even on higher graphics settings. It does get a little bit hot though. Actually, of all the phones I've reviewed this year, this is the one that gets warm and then stays warm the most consistently. It doesn't get so hot that you could cook an egg on it, although that would be a cool feature. Look into that, Google. It gets warm enough that if you're using this for a long period of time, you do start to notice, and my hands did get a little sweaty. The battery on this will also please most people. It kind of reminds me of the S22 Ultra. It's got a 5000 mAh battery, but it doesn't last as long as that big number would lead you to believe. It'll last you about a day, which is good, even with a bit of videos and gaming thrown in, but it's not really a phone you want to forget to charge overnight. It does have some really smart power saving features here though, so you can get multiple days out of this if you're willing to forego some of the fancy stuff this can do. But ultimately, none of this matters without its amazing price. At $12.99 Australian dollars, and I'm already seeing it on sale for less, you're getting a fantastic user experience, top of the line cameras, and just fun little touches only Google could dream up. For anyone looking to get the best value smartphone on the market, this is hundreds of dollars cheaper than the competition, and it's often more enjoyable to use than the competition. And that's why this is the phone of the year for so many people. Even more outstanding, the Pixel 7, the non-Pro version, is cheaper and it's almost the exact same phone inside. So if you don't want the telephoto lens, 120Hz display, or a larger phone, this represents even more value. Watch my quick review of this phone right here. Spoiler, I love it too. And if you're looking for something a bit more specialized and can spend a little bit more cash, I've reviewed a lot of phones that suit your needs. The S22 Ultra has fantastic S Pen integration and the most robust camera system I've ever seen. The Oppo Find X5 Pro will make sure you are never out of batteries, and the ROG Phone 6 Pro is a ridiculous gaming device that has to be seen to be believed. Hit subscribe and then choose your adventure. They're all great phones. I'll see you over there.